Welcome back. Fiji Sevens captain Osea Kolinisau has revealed coach Ben Ryan's high expectations heading into round 4 and 5 of the IRB World Series. With the USA and the New Zealand Sevens just around the corner, an area of concern for Ryan is player consistency during this festive season.
After winning the cup at the first tournament in Dubai and then the plate final in South Africa, Digital Fiji Sevens captain Osea Kolinisau says that the players need to be more committed if they want to improve their standings on the HSBC points table. Kolinisau adds that a lot may be going on and players should not think that their performance last year will guarantee them a place come 2014.
I've been going to cricket, doing cricket training just to patch up, just spend a week away from rugby. So I started again on Monday, started training again, so I refocus again towards the next series. I think you have to enjoy Christmas, but there's a job to do. And there will be later times in my life that I can enjoy Christmas, because I can enjoy it with people, but people are not going to go and play. It's us that are going to go and play.
He stresses there is no excuse, as Ben Ryan has already penciled out his expectations to the players and they should take time out at the gym.
I think players know what the coach wants. We had a chat about it from South Africa, and they all know what the coach wants. It's just enjoy themselves. I think they know, just take everything in moderations.
At the next tournament in USA, Fiji is in the same pool with New Zealand, Australia and Scotland. Fiji is currently in third place with 48 points and New Zealand lead the table on 58, followed closely by South Africa on 56 points. The Fiji Sevens team will assemble on January 6th. Selena Navoso for Fiji One News.
Fiji Sevens coach Ben Ryan returns to the country next week Tuesday, where he'll begin working with his 23-man squad for the USA and New Zealand Sevens. In the meantime, he spent Christmas with friends and family in England. In his recent update on Twitter, Ryan posted just that, and also quoted French aristocrat, writer, poet and pioneering aviator Antoine de Saint-Exupéry and, quote, "Life always bursts the boundaries of formulas." Ryan was referring to the movie Flight to Arras, which was a recollection of the shattering days during World War II, when through the fall of France was imminent, a handful of French pilots continued to fight on against the Germans. Similar is the case for the Englishman in a tough round 4 and 5 of the IRB series, where Fiji is 10 points behind first-placed New Zealand. The new Fiji Rugby Union Chief Executive Officer will be announced in the new year, with Rugby House taking due diligence before recruiting the successful candidate. 12 applicants applied for the top post, but it's been trimmed down to only 3, with committee headed by Dr. Esther Williams yet to make a decision.
We've completed all the interviews, and I think Dr. Esther, as the head of Human Resources, will be tabling it at the next board. Yes, we expect to be announcing that once it's taken.
Dr. Kafua has filled in for the position for 3 months now since Manasa Baravilala was removed from office.
We had 2 overseas applicants interviewed and 1 local. And right now, again, the final interview is completed last week, and we will be tabling it before the board if the board decides on the final candidate.
The festive season is a time to reflect in the past, present and future, and such is the case for Flying Fijians playmaker Waisea Luveniali. The former Harlequins player in England is back home and, having been there, done that, is setting aside his rugby career to go back to school.
A step in a different direction for Flying Fijian playmaker Waisea Luveniali.
I'm off contract at the moment, trying to go back to school and finish studies and then go from there.
The recent Northern tour may be the last time we'll see the playmaker donning the white jersey, as he'll soon be re-enrolling for pilot school with rugby as his second hobby.
First things first, the fitness test will go from there. PRC next year, start there, and then we'll see at the start of next year where it all goes.
Formerly based in England, the 28-year-old's back home after 5 years on a professional contract with the Harlequins.
By the looks of the program, I think there will be a little bit of party here and there, so better do some fitness because there's not enough time of preparation before the PRC game starts.
The past decade's been a roller coaster ride, from Queen Victoria's School to Colonial Cup's Crusaders to PRC's Fiji Warriors, then the Flying Fijians. It's been an experience the Kasavu villager has been proud to be part of.
It looks like they've been doing loads of planning and everything. So I think they'll be, after coming back from the tour, learn new things. I think the planning and the schedule should be really good for the come 2015.
By then, Luveniali should well and truly be in the white of a pilot uniform. If things don't fall in place, there's always the white of the Flying Fijians. William Tambuya, Fiji One News.
Wallabies crack centre Tevita Kurindrani slipped quietly into the country to spend time with his family during the festive season. The 22-year-old is seen here at cousin Lavinia Vakarau's wedding in the capital last Friday. This is from Kurindrani's mum's side from Nambo Vanualevu, although he later spent Christmas at his village in Namatakula, Narunga. He will return to the Brumbies for the new Super Rugby season, having earned 8 caps for Australia this season. And Christmas Day yesterday held a special meaning for many people, no one more so than All Blacks star first five Daniel Carter. It was his first Christmas as a dad and the start of his longest break from rugby in a decade. He reflected on the year gone, the future and his own Christmas wishes.
Time to reflect during the festive season after a frustrating 2013. After playing only 6 tests out of 14, Dan Carter admits his 6-month break has come at exactly the right time.
Get real, come on.
I'm still desperate to play.
Yeah, still a lot of drive there, but won't be able to know until I return to play, to see whether I'm still enjoying it and whether my body holds out or not.
Carter has the chance over summer to clear injuries but also refresh mentally. He says he needs a break away from the rugby field, rugby-specific training and tactics. He'll work on general fitness instead. The 100-test veteran won't be back until July for the Crusaders.
The beauty is that I've got the 6 months to make sure I do everything right to give myself the best chance to get some longevity in my career.
One of the highlights of a glittering career came in an up-and-down year. His 100th test at the famous Twickenham ground in London, with Dad Neville in the crowd and joining the festivities.
He looked pretty chuffed.
He was, yeah. Before I looked around, he was on the field and he was lapping it up. So, no, he's been there right from day one for me. So for him to see me reach a milestone like that, he was very proud. It was great to have him there.
He plans to spend his break with his family and 9-month-old son at home rather than overseas.
Shopping in all sorts of different shops than I usually do, normally for myself and my wife, but I was in all these
toy shops instead of clothes shops.
Yeah, babies shops, toy shops, things like that.
What about all the trappings of Christmas?
I just want to be around my family and spend time with family and friends. That's all I care about.
He also still cares about the game that's made him a world rugby star.
I love my job and want to be able to do it at the highest level for as long as I possibly can.
The best Christmas present for rugby, Carter completely fit, healthy and refreshed, fending off challenges in 2014.
Lambasa football defender Taniela Wanga will rejoin Hekari United for the new season. Wanga will join the PNG club in March for their Oceania Football Champions League season. It's confirmed Taniela will be back for Lambasa in the second transfer window, which allows him to play for both the Bambasing Alliance and Hekari. Lambasa meets Suva in their opening round of the 2014 National Football League at ANZ Stadium in Suva next month. And the Fiji volleyball team levy is one of the main reasons why the officials of Suva and Raiwai are staging the Battle of the Powerhouse volleyball tournament. Official Viljame Katia says that this has been a recurring problem over the years for players in the national teams. Thus, the staging of this tournament will help the players.
Most of the players that have been picked up from this season, and the hellback was the levy concept. So this tournament will basically put aside funds for them. So once they are picked to represent for the nation, we've got funds to help them pay up their levies. And funds also from this tournament will be directed to the two Navingilio and charity on a percentage base, and other percentage base will be directed to the development of grassroots volleyball from the two districts.
He adds since this is their first, they will limit it to Suva and Raiwai associations only and have plans to widen the scope next year.
We have plans to open it up by next year. I know this is a pilot tournament. We hope to get it underway this year, look at brainstorm the weaknesses and whatever. Then we will open up the doors by next year or the following year.
The one-day tournament will be held on January 18th at the Tattersalls Leisure Centre. With her contract expiring soon, current netball coach Unaisi Rokoura still has a passion for the sport that she loves. Rokoura says her short stint as coach has taught her a lot, and she can only thank those who have made it a very prosperous year for her and the girls.
Well, as we end 2013, I would like to just say thank you to all the Fiji Netball supporters out there who's been behind the Fiji Netball Pulse from the beginning of the year until the end of the year competition. We are very grateful and we are very thankful for your continuous support despite the ups and downs that we go through, that you are always there supporting the Fiji Pulse and Fiji Netball.
She adds Netball Fiji needs to conduct a talent ID search throughout the country to have a large player base to select from. This can only be done if we all work together for the betterment of the sport.
We need to come together as one, sit together and just eye out, possibilities. Not only that, but what will the team benefit from? At the end of the day, it's about making sure that our elite players, our netball players, are looked after and that they're given the proper exposure that they need for us to meet the standard of international netball.
The Russian Sporting Federation has been rocked with 8 athletes banned for doping. 6 Russian male weightlifters and 2 female cyclists have been banned for breaking anti-doping regulations. The Russian anti-doping agency says 2 were banned for 10 years, starting in October 2013 for repeated abuse. 3 were suspended for 2 years, while another athlete was banned for 3 months, starting on November the 7th. 2 cyclists were also suspended for 2 years dating back to July. In April, the Russian Weightlifting Federation banned 8 weightlifters for breaking anti-doping regulations. Russia has been forced to step up its fight against doping in recent months after being criticized by international anti-doping officials for being too soft on drug cheats. Several years ago, the International Weightlifting Federation threatened to ban the country from major championships after a number of Russians failed drug tests. The new West Indies one-day captain has given all of his teammates an almighty serve. Star all-rounder Dwayne Bravo takes over the leadership for the series against the Black Caps, which begins at Eden Park on Boxing Day. Bravo's had enough of the Windies underachieving.
The Bravo brothers in deep conversation today, the Windies' new one-day captain unloading on the test side and the hit to their reputation.
If we're all honest with ourselves, it's been very embarrassing, and to see the state our cricket has come to.
Bravo taking aim at a lack of fight and the administration.
We can't keep playing the same players with the same team, the same squad, same results, and not only same result, but the way they display how our cricket has been shown at the moment is very embarrassing. And this is our life, and we need to really back up on ourselves and do something.
That something starts with a one-day win in New Zealand. They cleaned up the Black Caps in the Caribbean last year, a 4-1 series hammering.
That is bowled in.
But this is not the same side, missing their 2 best players, including the destructive Chris Gale.
Oh, there he goes, that's massive, that's massive.
But they are ranked higher than New Zealand and recently pushed India on the subcontinent.
We have a different type of energy now, and we all know that we feel more comfortable in the shorter forms of the game. We want to improve our attitude. For me as a captain, I encourage the guys to be themselves, go back to the flamboyant way of playing cricket, and that's what we're going to see here.
So expect the Windies to be ready on Thursday. Their captain will demand it. His players also desperate not to further damage an already tarnished legacy.
And that wraps up sports for tonight. Thank you, Vili. I'll hand it back to you.
Thanks, Drew. Stay with us for World News after the break.